Hello, Stasha. Thank you for watching. I will be doing your birth chart reading and giving you that knowledge and those required energies that fit your personality. And so let's move on forward. Well, a birth chart reading. What is the meaning of a birth chart? Well, there are different meanings to every knowledge in the book of astrology, but the fact is we're connecting the houses, the planets, and the different ways that you came into the earth, and in that way. And well, let's have a look at your chart. Here it is. Here's your ascendant. The ascendant is in Taurus. The ascendant is how we appear and how we came into this life, our personality, our interface into the world. The way we portray ourselves like an open book. It's the expansion nature, the springing forth of energies of that light. So you agreed to incarnate in this world at 10:30 p.m. at August 26, 1978. And so when we look at a chart, we like to overcome some of these aspects, maybe overcoming by doing the hard work, getting down into business, and or going into relationships to really break that karmic pattern. And so there's many meanings in different places around the sky. So in astrology, the analysis would be compared in a psychological way, in putting these methods to you, to being a byproduct in life, where you're going in life and experiencing and having not changed, you change with it. So it's a process of changing and always referring back to your origin, which is your birth chart. So there are many aspects to you and in human nature, which means there is always a change. There's always a transformation, and we've had many cultures from Egypt, from Atlantis, so forth. So when you came into this life, you decided to bring this energy to you, and whether you can overcome it or whether you can create a new identity. So in a horoscope, the ascendant is the time where we show our light. This belongs in the 12th house, the ascendant. And these aspects show how you can successfully break these chains or obstructions or the prison, so to speak, those barriers. So however way you can do this, it would just bear in mind that you have to always go back to your birth chart, the planets, the houses, the aspects. And so the ascendant is related to our way we woke up in the morning at 6 a.m. This is usually characterized as our awakening, our absorbing nature, our sun, our light, that thing, the energies of the sun. So clearly we have the ascension, the ascending, and always growing and expanding. As the sun rises, it's always growing in light. It never stops, so it likes to work. It likes to go into private work, subjective, private, public, open. So this is the image we like to be in the world, the ascension of your birth chart. And so we move on. If you have a ascendant in Taurus, you are a Taurian. What are Taurus? The Taurus, it's about love. It's the stubborn nature of ourselves. It's also ruled by Venus. You might have good taste in food. You rely on nature to provide you these goods. Personally, you are preserving that is what represents in your chart. This is more about your nature. And let's move on into the aspects of the sun. The sun is highlighted in the 5th house in Virgo. And the sun in Virgo, it means you're very analytical. You like details. You like to be fun and analytical. And you have Saturn conjunction your sun in the 5th house in Virgo. Well, you're very much a Virgoan. You are attracted with the mind. Mercury rules the analytical, the thinking realm. So you're more attracted. You're absorbed in those people that could arouse that way in your mind, and that very much is your ideas, your persona. Mercury, Virgo, that sort of thing. And you're very organized. You like to be organized in details, and that's who you are. You require that social grace to ensure those aspects for you. And so Mercury also is in your 5th house in Leo. And Leo rules the heart, and Mercury is about the mind. And when these two energies, these planets, are involved in your chart, you could have a case where you could be invited in social meetings, and you'll very much be the heart of the meeting. You'll be the one that is exalted in social meetings. You also, because Mercury is a very young sign, you might be popular in social meetings, social grounds. You might be, because Mercury is about communications, you might be very well influenced by others in the mind. You see the analysis here. 5th house. 5th house is about creativity and the mind and knowledge. And Mercury is about transferring information and really getting into that realm of Mercury. And your experience in this house, it's about how you experience your behavior in others in that open area. So let's go into Saturn and Virgo. Saturn is very practical. Saturn is the authoritative figures. So you could often be coming across people that are serious, or you yourself are very serious, and you lack that sense of humor. And although you're very, very fun and attractive, you put your practical life after everything else. You enjoy the hard work. You're very much involved in responsibilities and duty for your work. So you cultivate a lot of tolerance and responsibilities in those around you, and you're often very serious for yourself. And like you're very absorbed in your work, and which is okay. That makes you very responsible. And when you have Mercury in Leo in the 5th house, you are aware of your investigative nature, of your criticalness, of your detail-oriented. You better be detailed. So in Mercury rules journalism. It rules distributing information. It rules newspapers, broadcasting, communications, the phone, internet also. So you love communicating. You are a communicator by heart. In in your birth chart, you enjoy contacting the public. You enjoy being popular, in having that in your sign. So you respond to social graces, you respond to social meetings, and you become popular. You like to be precise in your work, and you like to be physically involved in work. Out of this, you gain more mental work. So in the matters of Virgo, which is always about details and service to others, and the more we give to others, the healing modalities for an earth sign, Virgo, is to always be outward in private life, in public matters. So you are constructed in your work, and you're very much in that way, about getting your way always. Your response to others is how you can remain communicating with others always. So you could be a little bit overbearing on others, critical on others, detail-oriented, particularly to those that are responsible. You want other people to be responsible also, not just you. So the way you go about your way is you connect always. Virgos they like to have things in order. You always have to refer by days. You want a perfect scheduled way in that matter, so you always have that ritual of always going and building knowledge day by day. So you function in analysis, and you're trying to be practical and technical and responsible in your use and your openness to the greater world in public arenas and private life. And this proves that you've got a lot of responsibilities, and when you have Jupiter in Cancer, this makes you've been open to communications. Those in working with social groups and the environment about that makes you very critical and makes you grow. So when you have the sun is the central house, the powerhouse, the growing energies that the sun represents. It signifies a person's soul, the person's light. It also means the person we look up to. The sun is that in our horoscope, the central identity. And when it's in the 5th house in Virgo, it makes you critical, it makes you analytical. And this is a place where you can always supply others with that analysis very critically. And because Virgo is about going within and having that ritual always, what am I going to do next? That satisfies me and gives me love. And in the physical realm, this could be an action towards using your own resources and kind of adapting in the mental and the physical world. So this is Virgo. That gives you an analytical reason of strong will and work and ethics, and a reference to the human body also. Virgo is sometimes related to health issues and the environment and health and outdoor life. So this is the greatest asset for you to really pay attention to the body and make your body to give you money. And you've got great attraction. You've got beauty. You're a very attractive woman. So this makes you perfect and growing your responsibilities outside your public life into the natural world and using those resources. And I can see it.